With the summer heat fast approaching and no end in sight, then it's important to understand heat-related injuries. With the holidays fast approaching, people will be spending a lot of time outside. The earliest signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion or heat stroke or any heat-related injury could be as simple as swelling to the feet and hands or prickly heat. This could extend into heat cramps, then heat exhaustion, and or periods of lost consciousness. It's important to understand these early symptoms so that it doesn't proceed into heat stroke. Heat stroke can be fatal. The signs and symptoms of heat stroke are dry, hot, red skin, a fever, seizures, loss of consciousness, and or death. If you see any of these signs, please call 911 immediately. Make sure to drink a lot of water and try to stay away from caffeinated beverages like tea and coffee, as these are diuretics and they will increase your chances of a heat-related illness. We hope that you enjoy your summer and have happy holidays.
Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have guests on from the Troup County Senior Citizen Center and also from the Troup County School System. But before we get started, let me just say the recent city employees received their service award pins. For 20 years, Michael Mann. The following received their 15-year pin, Chad Dallas, Jerome Pittman, and Marissa Brand. The following received their 10-year pin, Bobby Bowden, Craig Wheeler, and Jonathan Sloniker. Receiving his 5-year pin was Rodney Ernest. We say congratulations, employees. Now, here are the birthdays for this week. Ricky Nixon, Kenneth Odell, Philip Clark, Kenny Owens, and Gary Casper. Happy birthday, city employees. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I'll be right back to start the show.
Hello. I'm Sergeant Jeremy Butler with the LaGrange Police Department. Since January the 1st, 2011, the LaGrange Police Department has responded to numerous vehicle break-ins. We would ask that citizens simply lock their vehicles, do not leave your windows cracked, and if you have any merchandise in your vehicle, we'd ask that you remove it. Your help in this process will greatly help us in the crime prevention area of the police department. Thank you and have a great day.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have from the Troup County Senior Citizen Executive Director Dan Wooten. Dan, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Alton. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it is quite a pleasure to sit down and talk about our seniors and some of the exciting things that they have going on. And I know that you're there each and every day and see all these wonderful individuals come in. And I've had an opportunity to visit the center a couple of times, so I need to get back out and just kind of take a look around.
We'd love to have you.
Well, Dan, I know that you've been here with the Senior Center now about 14 years. And I know that you've seen a lot of changes and things that are happening there. Talk a little bit about the center and why it is in existence.
Okay. We're a recreation center for older adults. That's 55 plus. Mm-hmm. We just recently changed our name to the Active Life to be able to better describe what we're about. We provide improvement in quality of life. We help older adults remain independent and out of nursing care as long as possible. And then as much as we can control, we help to extend a person's lifespan through good nutrition and fitness and wellness programs that we offer there at the facility. We're blessed to be a United Way agency, and we're very proud of that. And like all United Way agencies, we're committed to impact the lives of those people we serve. And so our focus is for adults 55 plus.
Okay, well, very good. Active life, you say.
Yes, the active life.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I as I stated, I visited the center a couple of times, and I must say they are very active and well and moving about too.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you now. You mentioned a couple things: nutrition,
yes,
and then programs that you all offer. Talk a little bit more in detail about some of the programs.
Right. We have a lunch program that we offer at the center Monday through Friday, and it's subsidized through federal and state grants. We also have a home delivered meals program that we deliver to homebound seniors. We average for our lunch program 100 to 120 people for lunch each day, and then we have about almost 80 homebound seniors that we deliver meals to. But we have all types of programs for, as you can imagine, the different kind of interests people have. But from genealogy clubs, we've got a computer lab, arts and crafts, game room with billiard tables. We have fitness programs, every kind of fitness program you can imagine. We've got chair yoga, Tai Chi, Zumba Gold, which is a low-impact version of Zumba. We have hydro aerobics, which is a water exercise program, a chair aerobics program. We have a fitness machine room. So we're just committed to providing recreation and good, healthy programs for adults 55 and older.
Oh my goodness, you know, some of those programs I might need to come out there and start taking part of them myself. Now, I do remember, Dan, when I was there the last time we had a show out at the area, that the active adults were lining up for this one particular area. That was the Wii game area.
Oh, yes.
Do you still have the
we
Wii?
have a Wii bowling league,
Okay.
actually, that is made up of bowling teams, but we do it all on the Wii units. And we have 4 Wii bowling units there at the Active Life, and we're just finishing up our league. This is the final week, and then we'll move into the playoffs. We also have 2 of our teams that's made of our cream of the crop bowlers that have all scored 300 regularly before in their bowling, and they compete nationally. And we've got one team that was like ranked 3rd in the nation of 181 teams of seniors that compete across the country in this National Wii Bowling League, and they're just amazing. We have one lady, I think, that's bowled 300 games in a row.
Oh my!
Just an amazing feat. So we're really proud to compete in that National League.
Absolutely, that brings more notoriety to the center and
It
also to
does.
LaGrange.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, now I do know that, you know, the active ladies and gentlemen there. From time to time, you guys plan trips, because I think when I was there last, you guys were getting ready to go to Bermuda, I believe.
Yes.
And I think some of them went to, was it Alaska, if I'm not incorrect?
Yeah, they've taken a trip to Alaska
That's right.
before too, and so we have day trips and multi-day travel. We serve both, maybe about 3-day trips a month. That includes lunch and dinner trips, as well as performances in Atlanta and Columbus and Montgomery. We do tours. We have train trips, boat trips, everything you can imagine. In a radius of about 3 hours from the center, that includes Georgia and even the part of Tennessee and Alabama. We'll take a day trip and do an activity and get back before dark in the evening, and that's very popular. We also have the multi-day travel that you mentioned. We've got a trip to Chicago coming up in October that we've just started signing up for and have space available, and that's I think a 7-day trip. And then we're planning a trip to Italy in March.
Oh, man.
And this is our first trip that we're taking an airline actually to get to Italy, and just had a meeting last night, and a lot of people interested in that. And we have brochures available at the center, and some of them available online at our website, theactivelife.org.
Okay, well, very good. You know, and it does me good to see the active seniors continue to be engaged in the various activities, all of the programs that you mentioned, and then to take the trips, because I think it helps them, as you say, to keep active and to keep them vibrant as they grow older in their age.
We're fighting against couch potatoes.
That's right, absolutely.
That's our greatest enemy
That's
for
right.
older adults, is just to sit there in their home, and we just want to challenge the older adults of Troup County to stay active, to come to our center. We'll give you a tour, and you'll be just amazed at all the activities we have available for you. So I hope they come by and see me. I'd love to show them around.
Absolutely.
Some people have no idea the resources we have available.
Well,
there.
you know, just to name the ones that you name, you know, the chair aerobics and things like that. And I think as we get, you know, a little bit age on us, just to keep the joints and things moving, it has so much more, you know, flexibility for us there and stuff. And, you know, talking a little bit more about the center and some of the things that are doing, I know that you guys are getting ready to start a campaign drive for expansion. Talk about that for us, Dan.
Well, 2 years ago, we opened our wellness center, and you were there, and I wanted to thank you publicly for coming to speak and challenging our older adults. But in 2 years, that has just exploded. And we're seeing nationally, I believe the figure is 10,000 baby boomers are retiring each day.
Whoa.
And so we're seeing a trend of our population growing older, and we've got to prepare for that because a lot of people are retiring earlier than expected because of the economy and need a place that will provide services and encouragement for them as they age and to help them. There's land right beside our facility that we're attempting to try to raise money for because we believe that the needs of our adult population is going to grow. And so this would allow us to expand for more nature trails, bike trails, other facilities, buildings, more parking and all as we continue to grow to meet the needs. So we don't want to get landlocked. We want to be ready to meet the growing needs as our population grows older. And so we believe we can do that through the expansion. But this is brand new. We've just started raising funds, and we appreciate any support from the community in this task as they could provide.
Well, very good. Now you're talking about expanding because I know that right now there is a walking trail.
Yes.
Kind of you can see it wind around the front of the building, kind of goes back around, back over to the service road there and everything.
Right.
So the land is going to be to the north of the building there?
That's correct, toward Raglan.
Okay.
It's about 7 acres, and so it would more than double our property if we're able to obtain it, and again, just open the door to a bright future for services to older adults in our community, and so
Well, very good.
we're
very good.
excited about that.
Well, if someone is interested, that's watching the show, that's interested in making a contribution, what should they do, Dan?
Well, you could mail the check to 140 Raglan Street and make the check out to the Active Life or our old name, the Troup County Senior Center. It doesn't matter. And we would appreciate that very much. And help us also if they have suggestions of fundraising efforts. We're just brand new in this process, and we are looking forward to being able to raise that money and again provide more resources and services for older adults.
Okay, well, very good. Now, and I think I heard you mention in there 55 and older. I
Yes.
was going to ask, what age can individuals start coming over and participating?
We it's open to 55 and older during the daytime. Some of our evening activities, which we have a lot of dancing programs, square dancing, line dancing, round dancing, ballroom dancing. People don't realize all the different programs. But some of those programs are after our normal hours, and they're open to any adult.
Okay.
There are a majority of 55 and older, but if somebody younger wants to participate in that, we allow that. And those ballroom dancing is a great example of that. And it meets on Thursday evenings at our center and is very popular, and that's open to any adult.
Okay, well, very good. Now, Dan, we're talking about all these programs. Volunteers.
Yes.
How much does volunteers play in the programs that you offer?
If it wasn't for volunteers, I don't know how we'd make it. We're dependent on that. When we expanded and added our wellness center, we had, because the economy, turns out we had no resources to put staff in that new building. But we have been able to utilize volunteers to man that building and to provide different classes, and it's just been tremendous. We figured, I think approximately 10,000 hours of volunteer time is given to the Active Life each year.
Oh, my.
And that just give you a sample. If suddenly that disappeared, we would be in crisis.
Right.
Because many of our classes are free because they are led by volunteers. Our chair aerobics program that I told you that we had a record of 116 people a couple of months ago attended that, is all led by volunteers. And so that's a free class. It's meets 4 days a week, and that's all provided by volunteers. So we always can use volunteers, and again, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do today.
Well, that's awesome. You know, I know that my neighbor Doris Ann Purley, I'm gonna mention her name again. I think she's the leader of the chair aerobics.
She does a
And,
tremendous job.
Absolutely, and you also got to know that Bob, her husband, is a great carpenter. So if you got some programs and projects
I'll
around
be sure
there,
to tap into him.
absolutely,
He's a
let
great,
him know.
Great family.
Absolutely. Well, Dan, we're very excited about all the things that are happening at the Troup County Active Adult Life Center there, and you at the helm of it, and all of the residents of LaGrange come out and surrounding area come out and take full advantage of the things that you all are offering, because it sounds like it's just nothing but absolute fun there.
Yes, yes.
So I want to thank you very much for coming on the show and
you.
sharing, and we know that the campaign drive that you guys have started, that the listening audience will definitely tap in and get those checks coming in so that we can acquire that land and expand the building there.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Dan, for
much.
coming on.
My pleasure.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment.
When I heard about the Troup County Works website, I went ahead and registered for the site, even though I had a job at the time. I found a lot of great resources on the site. However, last May I was laid off, and I was looking for a job, so I immediately turned to the Troup County Works website to see if there were any job posts available. I had just missed a resume writing workshop, and I was able to submit my resume. There was a professional review done, and my resume really came out looking great. I used all the online resources that were available on the website. I found a career fit through a job posting on the site, and could not be happier with the job I found. I just really wanted to thank Troup County Works, the website, the whole team, for helping me and my family find a great career.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Well, students, I gotta warn you, it's almost time for school to start back. And here today is one of the ladies that are going to be helping the students kind of get coordinated. We have Shanitra Ransom, who is the coordinator for student assignment for Troup County Schools. Shanitra, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alton. It's always a pleasure to be with you here on City Week.
Well, it's always a pleasure to hear about what's going on in our school system. And I know the kids are probably sitting there like, oh no, is it that time again already?
It's that time again.
Absolutely. Let me just start out by asking the question, when does school starts back?
School bells will ring on August 5th. That's a Friday. So we'll start back to school pretty soon.
Okay.
August 5th.
Okay, very good. Now, and I know the kids are probably saying, wait a minute, we just got out, didn't we? Now, let me ask you now, Shanitra, you are the coordinator for student assignment. Talk a little bit about what that entails.
Okay, the Office of Student Assignment is the function of the school system that receives registrations for new students or students who have moved within the attendance zone in Troup County. So you only visit my office if you're new to Troup County or you have moved from one attendance zone to the other. As you know, we have 3 attendance schools, which are marked by each of our 3 high schools, the Troup Zone, the Callaway Zone, and the LaGrange Zone.
Oh, okay, very good. Now, I know that there is a No Shot, No School. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But in August the 5th, which is on a Friday.
First day of school, August 5th.
Oh, I'm sure some of the kids probably going to just stay out that day. I'm not advocating that in their students.
First day of school, we're ready for day 1. So we know that our students are going to come out on day 1 and ready to learn, ready to go. Excited.
There you go. Absolutely. Now, as far as registration, now you have the 3 school zones. Talk about registration and the location that students can go and their parents can go to register.
Certainly. If you are new to Troup County, you'll need to report to the Office of Student Assignment, which is located at our Administrative Services Building at 100 North Davis Road in LaGrange. If you've moved, likewise, you would also report to that office on Davis Road. If you are returning to the same school, say for instance, if you have not moved and you're returning to your same elementary school or you've been promoted to middle school or high school, you would just go to those sites on registration days, and we do have those dates available.
Okay, all right. So basically, if you're transitioning from the middle up to high, just go to that
Just
school.
go to your zone middle school, your zone high school. There's no need to report to us. And we do have registration dates set at the high schools for 9th and 12th graders. That date will be July 27th from 12 to 6 at each of our high schools.
July 20th, and that's for high school.
That's for 9th and 12th graders on July 27th. For our 10th and 11th graders, the following day, July 28th, from 12 to 6 at the high school.
Oh, okay, very good. So you do kind of not have them all there at
Not
the same
all at one
time.
time. We try to kind of give parents an opportunity to get in and get out if possible. They will need to provide a proof of residency and their picture ID at registration, but we need to kind of, break it up a little bit so parents can get in and get the information they need for their children to start back to school at the high school level.
At the high school level. Okay, and then tell me those times one more time, Shanika.
It's July 27th
Okay.
from 12 to 6 for our 9th graders and our 12th graders.
12 to 6. Okay, so very good. So go there, and again, they have to have proof of ID and other forms of documentation.
Proof of residency, you know, recent utility bill, their last mortgage statement or lease, recent phone bill. Those items are all acceptable for registration proof of residency documents.
Okay, all right, well, very good. Now for the middle schools, same documentation?
Same documentation is provided K-12. We still require the same information from parents, but the dates change for our littlest ones in elementary and for our middle school students.
Okay.
That date for registration will be August 3rd.
Right.
That's on a Wednesday, 2 days before school starts.
Okay.
Elementary schools will receive parents from 12 to 6.
All right.
And our middle schools, including Westside Magnet School, will receive parents on August 3rd from 10 a.m. to 6.
All right. Okay, very good. And again, if they're just transitioning, go directly to the school. The only reason why they need to come over to your office, again, if they're new to the system.
Or if you've moved.
If you moved, okay. All right, well, very good. Now, the students go there with the documentation. Now, let's say, for example, the parents are working now those days that you just gave. Are there makeup days that they can come out to register?
If parents are unable to attend the dates that we've just mentioned, they will need to contact their school to determine what would be an appropriate time to register their children for school. Some sites will be able to handle it on the first day of school. Some sites will provide an alternative date, but we're hoping that as many parents as possible will come out and register their children on August 3rd for elementary and middle and on the July dates for the high school students.
Okay, well, very good. We definitely want to make sure that we give that information out again before we finish up.
Certainly.
So that they know that these are the dates that you guys would prefer them to make.
That helps you to be ready on day one, so parents can come out and register so our students are ready to go, ready to learn on day 1, August 5th.
Okay, very good. Now, I know that there's a no shots, no school rule that's in effect as well. Talk about that, Shanitra, and are there any changes?
The only changes is that is a requirement that we are now accepting for our students to attend school. In the past, we've given a grace period. It's always been a requirement, but we've just extended the timeline that parents are allowed to submit that information. But this year, by board policy, we are enforcing the no shots, no school policy, which really affects our kindergarten students, 6th grade students, and students who are new to Troup County. Now, most students who were with us last year who are returning, those documents will still be valid for this year. But our 6th graders, are in need to be immunized, and our kindergarten students have to provide the immunization records. And those records must be on Georgia immunization forms. So if you're coming to us from another state, you've relocated to Troup County, you'll need to have those documents from the other state transferred to a Georgia document. And our health department and local physicians have been wonderful to help us and assisting in that effort.
Oh, okay, good. And you just touched on the next question I was going to ask. How and where can they get these? But you just said
our local health department and the local pediatricians and physicians have been wonderful to see parents to assist them in getting those documents ready for school. And they also would need to make certain that they can obtain the Georgia ear, eye, and dental screening in addition to the immunization record.
Okay. Ear, eye, and dental. All right, and all of this they can get from their personal physician, or in the immunization records they have to go to the Troup County Health Department.
That's correct.
Okay, and then and especially for new students entering the system, they must bring and have those on Georgia forms.
On Georgia forms, that's important.
All right, and I remember last time we talked, there was a form number. I don't want to trip us up. There was a 53 something in
32, 31, and 3300.
There we go. Okay, all right. So definitely
the immunization form is form 3231, and our ear, eye, and dental screening is on form 3300.
Okay, well, very good. All right, and I just want to reemphasize, because that's so important for the kindergartens, the 6th, and anyone that's new entering the Troup County school system. Okay, very good. All right. As we talk about the no shots, no school, and we definitely want you students to get your shots, okay? And I know I can remember back to my days of having to get the big gun there, that's no more. They get just a little small
hopefully they'll
needle.
get a lollipop and a Band-Aid to help out.
There you go. All right, very good. All right, let's talk a little bit about the school year. Shanitra, any changes with the school year this year?
Yes, actually this year we will return to 180 calendar days for our students. Last year we departed for that. from that format to 165 days. But this year we are returning to the 180-day school year. So the extended day and the longer days won't return this year. We will go back to what most families and students know as a traditional calendar in the traditional school year, school day.
Okay, well, very good. So I guess they get it in there roughly, what, 7:30, I guess?
It depends. It varies by division. So elementary students and middle school students and high school all have roughly different start times. But the length of the day will not be as long as it was last year. So that's something that we're really happy to return to, that traditional day and the traditional school calendar.
Okay, well, very good. Because I can remember my nephew coming home, because I think they would get home sometimes after 4, a little bit there, and they were like, "Oh, we got a longer day today."
Yeah.
Like, well, no better place to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. All right, so if we don't mind, let's just, because this is so important, we want to make sure that we go back and talk about the middle school and also the high school registration dates and locations.
Sure.
So just recap on that for us.
Certainly, Alton. Registration day for our high schools will be July 27th for 9th and 12th graders from 12 to 6. 10th and 11th graders will register the following day, July 28th, from 12 to 6.
Okay.
Our elementary students and middle and West Side Magnet students will register on August 3rd. Elementary students can report to their schools between the hours of 12 and 6, and our middle school students and West Side Magnet students may register between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Okay, well, very good. Now, let's just say the parents want to get a little bit more information prior to going. Can they go out to the website and find this information?
We always encourage families to visit our website at www.troop.org, or they may be able to give us a telephone call at 706-812-7900 for more information.
Okay, is that your direct number?
That's not my direct number, but they can find me through that number.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. Now, again, we want to, we're talking about registering for school.
Yes.
And the documentation thing, because a lot of times, I think sometimes the parents and guardians may get that a little confused, but talk about the documentation that they should bring in order to register their child.
Of course, board policy and state law does stipulate that you have to live in Troup County to attend Troup County schools. So we are required by law to verify all of our students and families' residency. So in order to attend school, you will have to provide your documentation. We're asking for parents to have their Georgia picture ID, their driver's license, Georgia identification card.
Okay.
We'll accept their most recent utility bill, most recent phone bill, mortgage statement, property tax records, anything that can really verify their home address and where they reside in Troup County.
Okay, very good, because we definitely don't want people to have to be traversing back and forth, because we know that
You
gas
have to,
prices are a
need
little
to live in
expensive.
Troup County and have that information, and we want to take care of you, when you come to registration, so you can have the right information on that day.
Okay, on the first time. Okay, well, very good. August the 3rd is first day?
August the 5th.
5th.
August
Okay,
the
I'm
3rd,
trying to put them in registration. That's
day,
right.
but August
All
the
right.
5th, ready to learn, day 1.
That's right. And I always tell students too, they start out with a 100 or an A, and what they do to maintain that A is up to them, right?
That's right. We have phenomenal students in Troup County. We know that they're going to be excited, ready to go, ready to learn on August 5th, and we look forward to seeing them on that day.
Okay. Well, Shanitra, it was always a pleasure to sit down
Thank you,
with you,
Alton.
and thank you for the information. I know that our students will make sure that they get registered and bring all the documentation that they need.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Captain Dennis Knight with the Troup County Fire Department, here with a few thunderstorm safety tips. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to a storm to be struck by lightning. Last year in Georgia, there were more lightning-related fatalities than any other state. It's very important that we take thunderstorms seriously. When a thunderstorm approaches, you need to take shelter immediately in a sturdy building. Avoid using corded phones and electrical appliances. For more information on thunderstorm safety, please visit ready.ga.gov.
You see trucks coming in and they're unloading continuously daily, and every time they unload something, you do have packaging, and we have to go on and put that packaging in somewhere to recycle it. And the great thing about it, we're able to recycle it and then benefit at the same time. So it's a win-win-win-win for Mobis, and also a win for the recycling, and also a win for LaGrange. I compare LaGrange almost like the mailman. They're there rain, sleet, or snow, 365 days a year. The city of LaGrange has gave us great service.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for joining me this week for City Week. My guests have been from the Troup County Senior Citizen, Dan Wooten, who talked about all the active adult programs that they have going on there, and also from the Troup County School System, I had on Shanita Ransom to told our students it's time to come back to school. So registration is going to be on August the 3rd, so she gave you those dates and places, so make sure that you get registered. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed my guest this week for City Week, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.